What's going on, everyone? We're back here in the shop, and today we've got a 2023 Kawasaki Mule 4010. This is a power steering edition, and today we're going to go through and show y'all how to put a winch on a machine like this. Everything we use in this video will be listed down in the description below, so don't forget to check that out if y'all are doing a job like this. We'll have everything you need to do to complete a job like this, along with some of our new merchandise and swag listed below, so be sure to check that out. So let's get started. So once you get all your stuff unpacked, you should have your winch, your solenoid. This is your control that you can mount inside with the toggle switch on it. This is your leads to run power, your hardware, your mounting bracket, your hook, a D-ring. This is your hardware that gets mounted for the control, plug in for your controller, and your pull for your winch cable. And now we're going to need to find where our plate bolts at and get ready to bolt our winch to our plate and bolt it up to the machine. So here in the front is where we're going to mount it at. It's got a spot for mounting it. That's where we're going to mount it at, right here in the front, just below the bumper. Now when you're mounting this plate has to go on here so you can mount your fair lead to it. Now you want to make sure your bolt's long enough to go through the frame on whatever you're mounting it to, through this plate and into your winch. Now, as you'll notice here on your winch, this is blue, this is green. And on the solenoid for it, they've got paint on the end of the bolts. Yellow, blue, red, and black. That is so you can color code for your wires. So it's pretty much self-explanatory on what wire goes where. Alright, so now what we've done here is taken this front skid plate off. You got 2 bolts in the front, 2 bolts in the back. Very simple to get to. See here, 2 bolts right here. And you've got the 2 bolts right there, 1, 2, and we've drilled a hole right here, and we've drilled a hole right here to mount our plate on with our winch. And now we're going to get our bolt holes lined up and bolt our plate down and our winch down and all to the frame. When you're lining all this up, you want to make sure that you got plenty of clearance and nothing's going to be, as you can see, we got clearance here. It's going to be tight, but we do have clearance. Now that we got our winch mounted up, hey, you can see, like I said before, we're close to this, but we're far enough away. We can mount this up in here sideways where it's not going to touch anything. Plus, they send you these little protectors here. Just about all winches come with these. This is going to slide over the end of this, like so. And we can feed it out and through, so we can bolt it up and cover it up once we get it bolted up. I recommend putting you some dielectric grease on this right here really good, because it helps with corrosion and rusting on this, so that if you ever need to take this loose, it's easier to get loose and you ain't got to worry about it snapping. So now we've got to run our wires and stuff, and to better see what's going on, we're going to take this wheel off on the passenger side and take this inner fender out so we can see if we can find a good location to mount our solenoid and to run our wires to our battery. Now once you've got this out of the way, you've got 3 Phillips head screws over here. You've got one back here, and then you got this little bracket here. It's a 10mm to take off, and this inner fender will come out. Now it gives us access to this, and what we're going to try to do is figure out where we want to run our wires, which will probably be underneath the floor pan back to our battery. Now, all you're going to do is, just like I said before, connect your yellow to yellow, blue to blue, and then run it over to your solenoid. Same thing, yellow, yellow, blue, blue. Then you're going to find a secure location to mount your solenoid. We picked right up here, just behind the fender and the fender well, because these wires are short. This should be up high enough that it's out of the way, and it should be blocked from any debris or water. And then we'll hook the rest of our lines up to it and get ready to run them to the battery. And again, you're just going to do black to black, red to red, and run the leads to the battery. And then we're going to get ready to hook up our controls. So when it comes to hooking up your switches that operates your winch, this is how this one hooks up, and the color code it goes. And we've run it around to our front here. The customer did not want it screwed to anything, so we've just tied it up to make it easy access for when you pull it up above his bumper. And on the inside here, which we've not got mounted yet, but is the toggle switch for the inside control on this mule here. There is a hole right there on the inside that you can feed it through without drilling anything, to feed it back through to plug up right here. And then of course we're going to zip tie all this up and make it look nice and fancy. So once you get everything run for that, you're going to want to come back here and get your red wire. And what we done is run it up through this hole here where that vent is at, and up through here. And you're going to want to run it to your ignition switch, and you're going to want to run it to the one that key is hot. And as you can see, this brown wire here on the back side, sticking our tester in it. We don't have a light on. But turning on our switch, now we do. So that's the one you're going to hook the red wire to. Now, as you can see, we've got everything rolled up nice and neat and zip tied up, and zip tied to this bar here, and everything is tied up. We got our solenoid mounted, and we got our wires ran up through that boot to go to our key switch. We got it tied in there. All we got left to do is plug up our key switch. And what we done, we ran the winch wires up and over the differential. We still got to tie them up down here, but down along beside the radiator hose, and then across and up along with the rest of the battery wires to the battery. Alright guys, we got everything hooked up to our battery. We've got our switch mounted here. All it's left to do, let's give it a little try. And it works. All that's left to do now, guys, is to put everything back together that we took off. We hope you find this video helpful. If you like content like this, don't forget to follow us and like the video. Don't forget, we'll have parts and everything you need listed down in the description below, along with our new merchandise and swag. As always, we appreciate you guys following along, and we'll catch you in the next video.